All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So we are doing a throwback. We are grinding a lot of different spots throughout 2025 and 2026 just to test them out again. Also, I am going for the archaeologist map as well as another piece of the Olin's ring piece. So in theory, you should be able to get two, one from the paint, and because this one over here is a natural spot for two of the archaeologist ones, in theory, I should be able to do that. Anyway, with that said, I'm trying all the spots that allow you to use the landscape first. That way, I wanted to see which one is the most dense spot. And yeah, we're starting with this one. All right, so we should probably let me check something. Valencia. This one is knockback and floating. I'm pretty sure just knockback is good enough. Let's see. All right, so I have 1 out of 4 archaeologist piece maps, and I also need merchant ring pieces. So going in, let's see what we can do. Okay, so crystals, this one on. There's a lot of things I need to remember to do in this game that the all-in-one I wish it did. All right, well, going in. There's only D1 for this one, I believe. I wish I could see my full buff bar. That would be cool. All right, so if I remember this spot from years ago, there's gonna be a bunch of geysers, and red bad, blue good, and then I think yellow is just probably not stand in it. I'm pretty sure I could face tank it now in 2025, literally just face tank everything, but for the sake of showing you how things work, I'll do that. Also, let me see. We are at 67,323. Let me just make sure it's working. Okay, so paint does work here. I'm pretty sure I knew that, but I just wanted to confirm that they do. So you can use paints for any other merchant ring piece except for the one you're going for. Like, let's say you're trying to go for archaeologist map from this one, you cannot use paint for this one here. Makes sense, right? But like if you're going for merchant ring or, you know, telescope and so on, you can. I don't know what trash loot is good, and these are at an all-time low, so it's always good. I probably need a bunch of mem frags in the future for enhancing. You want to see something funny? Look at this. 82 out of 165. Watching all my friends like get a knob in under 10 taps, but not me. By the way, you look at this buff right here. You stand in the blue one, and I believe you do extra damage. You know how Agris can show you your live counter of how much Agris you have? I wish the paints did that too without me having to hover over it. Can't even full combo in this area. Cast speed up. But yeah, I've for the longest time, everyone has always said that basically the archaeologist map is the quote-unquote easiest one of all the treasure items to go for, but I've just never done it, despite me getting the compass and the telescope first, which honestly, the compass is probably the least useful. Like, it's nice to have if you want to Uber people around and take people to do stuff, but I think if you're like a solo player, archaeologist map and obviously rich merchant ring are the ways to go. Red bad, we don't stand in that one. But yeah, overall, I think the first spots I want to test are the ones that have a pretty high density, so you can use paints faster here. Because over the past few months, all I've been doing is grinding Zephyros and Tenebrum, and those aren't bad. It's just, man, I need a change of pace. That's not the Traveler's map I wanted. I want the yellow one. Wait, what is that purple one? I don't remember. Purple probably just bad. Let's just stand in it. I think it did some damage. Every time I see that gold event coin, I'm just like, oh, did I get something rare? Nope, it's just a coin. Sometimes, like, you can get that buff without getting launched in the air, and I don't know how to replicate it. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. I do like the idea of this spot, like all the different mechanics. That's rare these days. Now all the spots we have are literally, well, I mean, this is a tower spot as well, but it's less mechanics. Everything in Adania is just kill a bunch of waves for about 10 minutes, get an AFK phase. I like this one where you actually have to look at, you know, you don't really have to do any mechanics here, but there are some, at least. it's weird for me because I also want silver too. So that's why, like, this morning I did an hour at Zephyros to burn my Agris, and then I did like another 2 at Paddocks because I'm going for that merchant ring piece. And then now I'm here for a video. So it's like, I don't grind 4 hours a day every day, but when I do, it's at different spots. So yeah, you guys can recommend what spots you want to see me grind next. I can do every spot in the game. Otherwise, Pila Kujail is going to be next. I think I popped my E buff too early. You usually want to use it at 30 seconds to get your Z1 first. I'm actually trying to see how much damage the purple thing does. Yeah, so as you guys imagine, this spot came out a long time ago. And things used to hurt more back in the day. Nowadays, pretty sure I could stand in everything. Is this buff even worth getting these days? Grants DP increase. Attack cast speed. Yeah, I guess it is worth it. Like, I'm pretty sure if you weren't giga overcapped, this is actually good, but at some point we are gonna have to grind for the arc map. I don't know about you guys, but I've actually been more or less trying to get a sample of if you have gotten a treasure item piece from paints, how many of these like little empty picture frames did you get before you got yours? Currently I am at 1, but I got mine at like a really early time, like first day the paints were released, and I got the Sakraya one. but I'm also at like 1600, which I get maybe a little under 20 an hour at Zephyros, that is. Yep, I could stand in all the bad colors. You guys remember when Sissels were actually good in like 2020? Those are what people used when they didn't have the ogre rings. By the way, if you need those Black Spirit Claw thingies, go to Paddock's Island. I know that's kind of out of the way, but you get so many more there. How do I know? I have about 80 hours there in the past 6 months. Dude, that thing ate my Shift E and didn't even launch it. Dear Pearl Abyss, give me Merchant Ring piece one time. One Paddock's piece, please, so I never have to go back there. I think the next treasure item after Merchant Ring is probably Archaeologist map and then the Horse Lantern. Horse Lantern is just how much silver do you have in the game, though? Overlapping colors. Speaking of that Bamboo Legion, I was actually very disappointed. Of all the blue bosses they could have picked first, I thought either Bari or Sangashi would have been a nicer one. Also, for the AP requirement that they did, it's actually very easy to do. Oh my god, my health went below 9,000. standing into purple explosion. Wait, this spot drops sealed black magic crystals. Those are pretty good. Man, I'm not even bothering moving out of the bad colors like at this point. I think if they ever did a Dehkia 2 lantern for this spot, probably going to be like what, 370 AP or something. That would be pretty cool. At this spot, give all the older spots, or at this point, give all the older spots Dehkia. Like remove Elvia from the game and then turn them into Dehkia spots. And then as for Ataraxian, just say easy or hard mode. Change it from that to like click the difficulty at entrance. I see the blue one in the back, but I'm just like, these are dying so quickly to the point where I'm like, is it worth it? Probably not for like 5%. See, what did I start with? Like 60, was it 67,000 or was it 69,000? Either way, the goal is to burn it as fast as possible. And if I get a treasure map, or like the map piece, that's good. If I get the painting Paddocks piece, also good. See how I got that blue buff, but I didn't get launched in the air? Someone tell me how to replicate that. You know how the pearl item allows you to change the fairy colors light? I think I like the yellow one, and I might actually do that. The blue one's not bad, but I think I want the yellow, like, natural one. I think there's 4 different colors, like blue, yellow, green, and I don't know what the 4th one is, but I think I like the yellow one from what I've seen. Oh, my health went down by 1,000. $18 scrolls. You know, I should actually run these scrolls, as bad as it is, and like not worth unless you are in a group of 5. I do need memfrags. I want to do a big enhancing session one day, but you know, that involves having memfrags. To give you an idea of how much paint, like the points I use at Zephyros with my clear speed, which is not meeting the cap unless I e-buff, I use about like 5,000 to 6,000 an hour. And here, either we used like 4,000 already or 5,000 in half an hour. So faster I could burn these points, the better. That's the big boy. How many sealed black magic crystals? Oh, that's not even good. Half an hour and we only got 4 of them. Hell. If you want sealed black magic crystals, go to Dark Seekers though, by the way. That one is actually pretty good. I think maybe Dehkia Thornwood is also good. man, I'm not even sure this is worth it anymore. Yay, got my 10th one. I think for spots like this, I need to start getting those the purple black spirit crystals instead of the AP ones since I'm overcap, and just let me ult more often. I barely noticed the damage difference in the buff it gives. Nice, got the buff, didn't get shot up into the air. Nice, very cool. If you are barely meeting the requirements for this spot, don't stand in... I assume don't stand in red and purple. Yellow is probably okay, but... it is what it is. I guess if you're just trying to burn your paint points, this is a pretty good spot. I'm not sure if this one or Pelaku is faster. I think Pelaku might be faster because things are more dense. Like, you summon them by the tower, and then they'll just kind of stand around it, where this one is a little bit more bigger area. But overall, this is better than Dehkia for using paint points. Do you drop the map? No, of course not. So we got about like 23 minutes left. We are getting a lot of the scrolls though, so let's see. By the end of the hour, maybe like 6 or 7 sets, and that's maybe like 50 memfrags if you run them. Extra 100 mil. Which ones are the ones? It's Tukar and Devour are the ones that drop the pieces, right? If I remember correctly from years ago. I don't think anything should have changed. I just don't remember the name. But I'm pretty sure it's Tukar and Devour. For a D1 spot, this spot, pretty sure it only gives like 1 bill or 1.5, which not great, but you're here for treasure items, not the silver. Honestly, that's been me for the past while. Like, I try to use my Agris at high silver spots, but when I'm actually grinding, I'm mostly at spots that give me like items I want, like treasure items. So, sacrifice you gotta make. So you just iframe it, but I don't know the timing of the iframe. Dude, no one goes to the Land of the Morning Light bosses after like Saturday. Dang, no paint, like direct paints for the spot here either. This is really what endgame is. Either grinding for silver or treasure items, because money can't buy that. Oh, I tried to iframe it. Didn't work. Golden backpack. You guys know those golden daggers that were in the game like 9 years ago? I want one as a collector's item. I don't think they give backpacks anymore either, like rarely. I should keep it in my storage. They were like, "Oh, I got something." They're like, they're not even worth anything, like 5 mil to the vendor, but collector's items. Can I drop to 60,000 before the end of the hour and 15 minutes? I hope so. No. I wonder what you should make with Yona fragments these days. I'm pretty sure all the accessories you make with them are irrelevant. I think Afuaru's in Valencia drop like boss boxes like Kudums and Nubers. That was information from like 6 years ago though. How much is this trash loot even worth? 31k. That's so bad. Me grinding at Edania and each trash loot piece is worth like 100 to 140k. Is going here. I should check my older video to see how much trash loot I got here. No Agris, by the way. I felt like I got a lot of Capris though. All right, so we got about 11 minutes left here. So yeah, like I have 9 paint boxes left from the event going on, and then another 60,000 Paddocks points. Hopefully I can get it. The reason why I didn't use it at Olin's is because I don't actually mind grinding Olin's. My guild, when everyone's in chatting with each other, like an hour at Olin's just goes by really quickly to the point where also it's like 2 bill an hour. So the silver at Olin's isn't even that bad, whereas Paddocks and Sakraya are actually pretty bad. They need to make like a Dehkia Paddocks or a Dehkia Sakraya, that one for sure. I have a feeling they'll do it after I get my ring. That's not a treasure piece item. Another necklace or soiled one. I wonder how many of the soiled pieces I have. Another 5. What are these called? Holy, 120 of them. Oh, that's like 8 scrolls to run later. I wish there was an NPC you can just exchange. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, here, give me 6 of them. Or if you run them, you can get like up to 7 or something like that. Like, so running them would be technically higher, but just exchanging them in gives less. Well, I guess that's selling it to the market and buying, but you know what I mean. Back attack. As the hour winds down, I feel myself getting tired. So yeah, this spot is good for using paints. Not so much like anything else. Silver is not great. But if you need to treasure items, sacrifice you make. Alright, so we got a minute left once my harmony and everything goes out. We are done. This kind of reminds me of Ethereum Castle, where there's so many flashing lights. One minute left. So after the hour, we'll do some calculations and I'll show you like what we did, how much we made. All right, well, wait, did I cancel? Did I cancel my lantern? I think I did. Lantern is canceled, right? Okay. So, let's see. I don't remember if I started at 69,000 or 67,000, but either way, that's being able to use around 10,000 paint points was actually really good. Like, you want to use more faster when you're grinding simply because you have a lot of it, and so it's good. But what else did we get? We got, let me see, 21.8. Pull out the calculator. 21,822 times, how much is this worth? 31,500. Oh, that is terrible. Holy, okay. So I don't actually know how many Capra stones we got because they go into the different inventory now, but I'm going to assume at least 100 because I did notice a lot going in. And then if you run the scrolls, you got like 9 scrolls of these. So each one can give up to like 7, and each memfrag is like 2.5 now. So I would say probably if you were to add everything up and give a rough estimate, probably around 1 bill an hour grinding here. That's not good, but like the reason why you grind here in all these spots are mostly for, you know, these are pretty good. Obviously you want the paints, and then you want the treasure map piece, but I was also grinding here to test landscape points, how many we used. I've never seen a mono's close drop in the hours I've grinded here. Same with the Marnie box. Okay, well, about 1 bill an hour, not so great, but if you were to calculate all the other stuff, it's probably about it. We got 37 of these. I like to collect them, and I'm doing, you know, I guess some data, how many I get before I get a treasure piece. So I got one really early, and that was just a cryo piece, but that was like before all of this, so like less than 100. So roughly we're going on into, I don't know, I think every 10,000 points is around like 30, 40 paints. So it's about like 100 and maybe 150-ish hours of grinding for this data. So take that how you will, but that's about it. This is a good usage of landscape points. I will say that, but that's about it. Nothing else is really good here. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.